Welcome to the Wellness for Women show, where we talk about life, weight loss and everything in between. I'm Faye Caseman, founder of the AAA Way Life and Weight Loss Programme, and I'm here to help you put together the pieces of life and weight loss for one last time. This is an episode of the Wellness for Women show, filmed live in the free Facebook group. Today I am covering winter wellness. That's what I wanted to chat about today. It was the topic of my blog for the week. It's something that we've been talking about in the AAA Way membership. And I just thought it'd be helpful to pop on and share some tips and have a bit of a waffle. So that's what I'm going to do today. So before I get into that, though, I just wanted to make sure everybody had seen that I had launched the Countdown for Christmas challenge. So I'm really pleased that people have been signing up for that. There is free training. So on Monday, I released Wheel of Life training. So Wheel of Life is a fantastic tool for helping you to get unstuck in life, basically. This particular Wheel of Life covers 10 life areas that you score, and I run you through how to do that and then help you to establish what you might want to work on following on from that exercise. So that's a good one. And then today is Wednesday, I released motivation training. So motivation is something that obviously comes up a lot in certainly any weight loss, which is obviously, again, mostly my bag. And also any sort of changes that you're wanting to make in life are going to be, going to involve some kind of motivation. So that also is a good one, and it teaches you how to harness your why power. So that is definitely worth a watch. And then on Friday I'm releasing training on momentum, so how to keep things going when you're starting out on a new project, again, whether that is life related, weight loss related, starting in, looking for a new job, whatever it might be. So again, the free training is there if you want to go to the events page, or you can go to my website, which is www.triple-a-way.com. Have a look in the courses section. You can sign up for it there. And there'll be more information on the challenge, but I can let you into a sneaky peek on that from here. So basically throughout December, I'm going to be posting in the group for people to add comments to on a daily basis. Things, prompts really to help you to get a little bit from, because the whole point of the challenge was to take you from stuck to started. So again, there's going to be some prompts for you to think about, to comment on, to engage with. Also, I'm going to, obviously, it's Christmas, I'm going to try and post some fun posts as well. And I'd really just like to get some spirit going in the group. Again, more posts the merrier. It is Christmas. Let's, share recipes, share stories, share our wins, what we're getting the kids for Christmas. It doesn't matter. This is, I say, the whole aim for this community for me is for it to be a community where we can share support, share wins, everything like that, basically. So because, like I say, the aim of it for me is to try and get the group going and for there to be engagement, I'm going to run a little competition. Haven't quite figured out the parameters of it yet. I'll tell you the details properly next week. But there's going to be prizes because, it's Christmas and who doesn't love prizes? And so basically, once I've released the parameters, I will tell you. So anybody who's in the challenge, so you have to sign up for the challenge first through my website to be in it to win it. So then from there, we can we'll see. So basically, I'll release the details, but basically it's going to be along the lines of whoever engages the most wins the top prize, and there's going to be first, second and third, and first, second and third prizes. And because I absolutely adore Amazon, then they're going to be Amazon vouchers. So, and because I can then send them potentially, I believe, anywhere around the world, because we've got some international people in the group, which is fantastic. So I can see some people have come in. So hi Kelly, hey Vicky, thank you for joining. Hopefully you can hear me. So yeah, so that's about the Countdown for Christmas free challenge, which is, like I say, I'm hoping that it's going to be fun. I'm hoping it's going to be helpful. And so, yeah, get on posting with that and take part in it and go and have a look at the free training, which is all part and parcel of it. Also, I am running group coaching from 1st of December for the first effectively 24 days. And so that is a paid group coaching where you can come and work with me personally. I'm looking, there's only going to be 10 people in the group, so you've got to get in there quick. And there is also a early bird discount on until 6 p.m. on Saturday. So if you want to come and work with me so that I can personally help you go from stuck to started on whatever it might be, life or weight loss, again, just go onto the website that I've already covered, go and check out the courses page, and it is there. So that's the sort of announcement bit. So yeah, but any questions on it, just pop it out to me in Messenger and I'll happily answer them. See, Alison's joined as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, so hello ladies. So what were we covering? Winter wellness. I remember what I'm here for. So basically, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to find that wintertime, my winter sloth comes out. We've already experienced the little sloth love that I had this morning, earlier with regard to little slothy there. But that's definitely me. I don't know about you girls that are on watching the live, but you know, I tend to find it a little bit tougher. You know, it's dark, it's cold. I tend to find that my takes a little bit of a nosedive and my motivation levels drop. So I don't know if that resonates with anybody that's listening live or anybody that watches on the replay. You know, drop it in the comments if that's the case. And so I thought I'd just pop on and share the 3 tips that I think could help to just help loosen some of that off and keep the motivation up really during winter. So I guess a bit of a disclaimer, I'm obviously not medically trained, so if you are finding that this is impacting you more than you believe maybe it should be, then I guess, you know, I would encourage anybody to go and seek professional advice, because obviously I'm coming at this from a life coaching perspective rather than anything else. So yeah, oh hey Karen, got Karen as well. See, I've got my international ladies. I've got America and Canada represented as well as England. I'm loving it, ladies. So yeah, and Karen says, yeah, winter's here in Canada now, trying to keep up my summer mentality as long as I can. 100%, yeah. And Alison, dark totally changes my mood and energy. Yeah, I think it does a lot of us. I think it really does. So like I say, I wanted to share my tips about that really. And like I say, something that's that we've been talking a lot in the in my membership. So yeah, good to see some examples. So I think for me, the first tip that I wanted to share really was about getting to know yourself. Now, you'd think that, well, you know, some of us are been around the block a little bit. You'd think by now we know ourselves and know ourselves well, but I think it's always helpful to just check in periodically and just find out what's going on for you, you know. So the first step really for me is about knowing yourself, you know. So how does the winter sloth normally turn up for you, you know, and are you starting to see the patterns that you saw last year, or is something different? I mean, obviously the world is slightly different this year. I think we were certainly in the UK, we were in the middle of lockdown for most of winter, so I appreciate that last year was slightly different, but I think it's worth, again, just sort of checking in with yourself and saying, you know, well, how do things normally come up for me, and how are they coming up for me now, and why, you know? So is it the dark, is it the cold, is it something else that comes up in the winter? Is it the lights, you know? So again, the first step that I would suggest you have a little think on is, I say, getting to know how that sloth turns up for you, how it impacts you. Because once you get awareness on anything really, but in this case, winter and how that impacts you, that's when you can get to solving. So, and these are obviously, you know, what I advocate is, you know, looking to get awareness, then taking action and accountability. So once you have got your awareness there, so for me, like I say, I mean, I'm thinking at the minute that my, I mean, obviously having the COVID sort of changed things a little bit. I've got to get back into my normal routines. Yeah, one thing that I was doing certainly over the summer was I bought a treadmill, and I was on the treadmill at 6:30 every morning, up with the dawn, and I was on there every morning. Only just 10 minutes, but you know, you've got to start somewhere. But since it started to get darker and the clocks have changed and everything like that, the current thinking is that to get out of bed and go downstairs in the cold and dark to the treadmill is just a step too far right now. So I know that this is what I need to work on. So again, you know, what is it that you would like to work on? Again, drop it in the comments if there's something that you know about yourself and how you show up in the winter that you would ideally like to be different. So what would you like to be different this winter? If you, you know, what would you like to work on? I'd be interested to know. So mine is, like I say, working at getting out of bed in the morning and onto the treadmill, because I know that when I do that little bit of exercise in the morning, I just feel a little, you know, I feel brighter throughout the day and I feel a lot more engaged. So that's why I would like to do it. And so that brings me into my second tip, which is that I would recommend that you then make a plan. So you've identified what it is that's coming up for you, and then you want to look at making a plan of action. And so you'd think, again, that would be simple. Well, it's just a simple phrase. Just get out of bed, get on the treadmill, and just do it. But it's not necessarily as simple as that, is it, ladies? You know, and again, being mindful of the blocks that come up for us. So we're going to make a plan. We're going to aim for some progress over perfection. So again, I would be happy if I got on the treadmill a few times a week and then build it up to where I'm then perhaps getting on it every day. Or maybe I could just, you know, change about the times when I go on the treadmill. I said personally, I'd like to try and get on it in the morning, because it does set up my day a little bit better. But again, it's looking to build a plan. So what is it that you want to achieve? So where are you now? Where would you like to be? And how are we going to get there? And like I say, aiming for progress over perfection. So we're going to look for making small steps, small changes, and getting creative and fun about it, you know, and making it a bit of a game, I think, is always quite helpful. So yeah, so we've got Karen saying that she's going to aim to get outside for at least 5 minutes a day. Fresh air, revitalizing my mind. Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, if I could spend all day, every day under a blanket with some hot chocolate in front of a roaring fire that I don't actually own, that would be me living the dream. That's my winter. That would be my winter dream. But it's not also where I want to be. It's where my brain is telling me I want to be, but it's not actually where I want to be. I want to still be doing my morning routines, and I still want to be looking to do my treadmill and everything like that. So yeah, so how are we going to make a plan then? So we're going to get outside 5 minutes a day. So what kind of, the next thing I'd think about is, well, what kind of things, what kind of obstacles could come up? So so for me, again, the obstacle is the dark and the cold. So I have one method already in place. So I have lights that I set to come on in the morning that gradually light up my room so that it's a little bit better for me to wake up. So I'm curing the light problem. But I need to work on the temperature problem, because sticking those little toesies out of bed in the morning when it's blooming freezing is what my current blocker is. So again, I'm identifying and getting that awareness. I know where I want to be, and so I'm just figuring out how I'm going to get there. And so like I say, I'm going to keep planning on that. So So that is my next step, which is to change the heating. So again, just simple steps that I'm just trying to change in order to get from A to B ultimately. So that's my aim. I did that this morning. I changed my heating settings. It's going to come on nice and early. So tomorrow I'm going to wake up. It's going to be toasty and it's going to be brighter. And so we'll see what pulls up for me tomorrow. So that's how I'm rolling through it basically. And so just sort of sharing an example. So I would really love for anybody who listens to it live, anybody who listens to it on replay, to just leave a comment. What are you going to work on? Anytime that you get a blocker coming up or something, again, share it in the group. Let us know what you're working. What have you identified? What actions are you going to take to get over it? Maybe it might be something that you're not sure of what actions to take. So obviously for me, I've identified mine, but maybe you're a bit stuck on it. You're not quite sure what step to take. So again, this is where this kind of group and community, you know, just reach out, put a post in there about what you're working on, what you're not sure of, what your problems are and you need support on, and we can get to solving it as a community. And then that leads me into my third tip, which is to be accountable, which I've already touched on a bit, you know, so it's looking to try and say, how can you hold yourself accountable? So again, you know, this comes back to which you'll get if you go into the free training on the challenge. You know, this is about your why work, really keeping hold of those whys and keep looking to work towards it no matter what. So that's how you're going to look to try and work on keeping yourself accountable, but then having accountability with other people. So as I've been waffling away here, I was thinking that actually, do you know what? I've got to practice what I preach. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to update you ladies with regards to my treadmill exploits. So you can all hold me accountable. And so here's my commitment to you. Tomorrow, I am going to get on that treadmill. Bum, bum, bum. And I will post. And I will post whether I do or I don't, what I learn and how I can keep going. And so that to me is going to keep me accountable, because how can I not let 210 women down when I said that I was going to do something? So we will see. We will see what comes up for me. There you go. I have committed. So again, if you are watching this, I would love to hear in the group how, you know, what do you want accountability on? You know, are you actually looking for accountability buddy? Throughout my weight loss journey, I ran a weight loss group, well, a weight loss accountability group for 75 women, effectively in our time zone. Had really close connections with a few of those, and then also had a separate accountability buddies, two other fantastic ladies who helped support me on a daily basis throughout it. So again, what are you working on? There's perhaps, and probably is, somebody else in the group who's working on the same thing. So why not team up? You know, teamwork makes the dreams work. Can't think of the saying. But you know, ultimately you're definitely better together. So, you know, let us know what you're working on, and then let's try and support each other, and let's banish that cute winter sloth and keep our motivation up throughout winter. That was the aim of this session. Other tips that I came across when I was looking at this, I mean, again, not exactly rocket science, but I'll just throw them out there. So again, it might be a little bit of inspiration for what you might want to work on to keep your winter wellness up. The gurus, other people out there, even the NHS, advise that you look to eat well. So again, nice, you know, make sure that you're keeping yourself energized. And obviously that's something that, again, is definitely within something within my topics, as it were. Sleeping well as well, you know, is your sleep a bit off this time of year? Or I guess sometimes you can sleep a little bit too much. Again, I'm full of tips on sleeping because that was all part and parcel of my journey. And again, anybody in the group, because it's not just about me, this is about, like I say, you know, me wanting to build a community where we all help each other out on things, not just me helping out all the time, obviously, not, although I'm more than happy to help. Self-care, how are we going to look after our self-care this winter? don't know about you, but my skin is getting drier from the cold and being in and out of hot and cold environments. So I'll be upping the skincare regimen. Hydration, also very important. I think perhaps again, in summer, it's again possibly a little bit easier to remember to drink your water. It's hot, you want that. So making sure you keep hydrated, and getting fresh air, which we've already covered, is also a good tip for getting through winter. I'm sure there is probably a ton of remedies out there for trying to avoid sniffles, that kind of thing, but I wasn't going to go into that on here. It was more sort of life coaching. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be at the end of winter? Do you want to have hibernated for the whole thing, or do you want to get going on something? Which I say is sort of the running theme really so far in the group, and just recognizing that winter can have an impact on that basically. So I think that is pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, if you want to boost your life and weight loss the AAA way, check out the relevant links for today's show in the description. Speak soon.